Hello, everyone. This is Tanya Gorriaran. I am from the IBF Breathing Arts Group, and today we are going to be doing a live interview with Sara Bigatti. I'm going to ask her to join me right now. So Sara is based out of the Netherlands. She is a movement and breath coach. We are so happy to have her on Saturday. So if you haven't signed up, this is a free workshop. It's going to be great. It's on Saturday. What's the date? November 18th. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Central European time. So Sara has joined, and I'm going to add her right now. So Sara does a lot of things. She's amazing. She uses breath and movement to tap into that inner guidance within. So let's see if we can get her to join. We're going to go live with Sara. We're accept. Okay, here we go. So I'm looking forward to get to know Sara a little bit more. Oh, it says that she's unable to join. Hopefully, go live. Here we go. These live interviews are always fun. So hopefully she can join. All right, here she is.
Hello.
Hi, Sara.
I cannot. I don't see you.
I see you, so I'm not sure. But can you hear me?
I can hear very well.
Okay.
But maybe others can check if we're both on the screen. Maybe it's just because it's my phone, but I'm not sure.
Can someone tell us if you can see both of us here? Maybe put it in the comment. Give us a wave. Give us a shout out if you can see our faces. I hope you can. Yes. Yep. Someone says we see you both. Thank you so much.
Nice. Okay,
so
perfect.
Here we have Sara Bigatti. Is that how I'm saying your name? Is that right?
Perfect. Very good Italian pronunciation.
Okay. Yeah. So you were born in Italy. So I read a little bit about you before we started. So I know you were born in Italy. You're now based in the Netherlands. And, I love all the work that you've done. I know, you're a breathwork coach, but also you do a lot of movement. I know you're a trainer. So I'm really interested and curious to learn, how did those two meld for you, and like, how did you begin your breathwork practice, and kind of, what started first?
Yeah. I will try. So if you hear barking, I have two dogs here in my room with me, so they may require a bit of attention. I'll show you later. But just to realize, yes, she's coming. She's coming here already. One. So just to very good. Just to realign, I'm not based in the Netherlands anymore. So just for a little change, I moved to Spain a few weeks ago. So I'm now in the south of Spain, well, south near Barcelona. So I'm near Barcelona, a bit south of Barcelona. But just to reply a bit to your to your questions. So indeed, I do different things, but my main intention is to bring together movement and breath work, as we talked a little bit. I started my career as a personal trainer, so in the movements world, helping people to get back to a good, healthy state of movement. And then from there, I always got a bit more attracted by movement in its general form. So I started studying and taking workshops and courses about different types of movement. And that continues. It's a never-ending journey. Breathwork came in a little bit later when I started to realize that in order to be able to support and help people fully, I had to collect another part of the puzzle. And then something that went a little bit deeper inside and help people to connect deeper within themselves. Because that's something that often emerges within the movement world, is that people move but they are not really present with that.
Mm-hmm.
So my big question was like how to help those people to truly connect with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And movement was not enough or was not the right key. So there was the need for me in my support journey to find that tool that everybody had already, and that could be a very good link to help people to move better.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that started first is the movement, and it's still a very big part of my journey. And the breath work came into the picture a little bit later because I wanted to get a little deeper in the way I was able to help people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and it's totally, it's something that's becoming more and more popular, more and more people. I love it when I go to events or different things and these people who don't know about breath work are starting to ask about breath work and how they can use it
Yeah,
for their health, how can they use it for their well-being, their state of
yeah,
mind. And so I know in the workshop, one of the things that and I know you believe in this is that there is a bridge, right, between breath work and the mind and the body and the movement. So I'd like you to maybe expand upon that, like what's the science behind that? Or
yeah,
like, how do you help your clients reach that point?
yeah, yeah. Um, Before going into that, I wanted also to reply to a second part of your question of before, that was how I started with breathwork.
Yes.
So one part of it I replied to you already, and that was related to the others, but also a very deep thing that one of the main reasons I started with it was to help myself first. So the first interest
Mm-hmm.
was to go deeper into myself. So that's where I
Mm-hmm.
started to deepen my knowledge and try practicing, but practicing with someone that could guide me. The practice of conscious connected breathing. That's what we're gonna do also on Saturday, a version of it. And I started with that because I realized how many patterns I had, and I couldn't find a way out of them because I was not fully understanding them. So I really needed to understand those patterns on a deeper level. So not just mentally. So not just understanding, okay, I keep doing this thing, how do I fix it? That's the mind talking. But I really needed to go deeper within myself
Mm-hmm.
to touch with my feelings, those patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a bit of an abstract concept, but the breath work helped me to really go deeper within myself to feel those patterns and to be able, through practices of breath work, to step away from those patterns. There was one sentence that I often heard: step away from your emotion, look at your emotions from outside, and I never could understand it. And when I started with the practice of breath work, I started to understand what that actually meant.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, instead of stepping away, is not allowing, but stepping into your body. So stop staying only in your mind, but trying to access those parts of your body that know better in a way. But it's really
Mm-hmm.
hard. And the breath is a guidance within that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. And
So I'm
I don't know if I missed the second question that you asked me though.
so the bridge, so obviously you do movement, you're a physical trainer. I know you also do animal flow, which I would
Yeah.
love to learn more about your animal flow, but for Saturday, how are you accessing this bridge for
Yeah,
us between movement, breath, our body?
yeah. So the intention of Saturday is to bring focus on the conscious connected breathing. So the conscious connected breathing is a practice of breathing in a continuous manner, in and out. What we will be doing is in and out through the nose, because being an online practice, I believe that's a little safer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna just create that connection, and through that connection, try to disconnect from the prefrontal cortex. And what does that mean? It means simply to try to activate the more instinctual part of us. So what that part that is not really thinking or giving judgment about things. And that's something that happens physiologically within our body. So by creating hyperventilation, and it's a very soft way of hyperventilating, the one we will be practicing on Saturday, but by creating this hyperventilation, we create an exchange of oxygen, a really high amount of oxygen that comes into our body, and that turns off the thinking mind. In a very basic way, a simple way is when we're very anxious, what we cannot do anymore is to think straight and to think well. So there's a lot of instinct coming up. So through the practice of breath work, what we're going to do is to consciously bring to get out of that.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes a long time to explain this, but I hope I gave a little overview of what that means. But to bring a bit of focus more on the practice of Saturday, what we're going to try to do is to use the breath work to connect with deeper sides at the inside of ourselves, to bring awareness into something that our mind is not able to rationalize or doesn't really need to rationalize, because feelings sometimes do not really need to be rationalized.
Absolutely. Yeah. We can just let it be and let it go.
So, yeah, exactly. And just to add, and sometimes through those practices come up things we never thought of. So come up feelings. Wait, there's a fight happening. I'm sorry, 1 second. There are two brothers here. I'll tell you in 1 second. Out. Come on. So they're brothers. I'm sorry. There's two brothers, and I'm gonna show you, but they're fighting now. So now they are
they're friends.
But they're brothers, and they're like just now under my legs. They start this big fight. And,
I think dogs sometimes are such great teachers, right? Because it's like, talk about living in the moment. You're fighting, and then your friend's the next.
Exactly.
We could be as good as the
and
dogs.
also I think they also teach you so much to connect with your instinct. To be like, okay, it doesn't matter all these rational things, but I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I want to play, I want to sleep. It's just like really basic, and sometimes for us so hard to understand. So yeah.
So tell me, I know you also do animal flow. Unfortunately, we're not going to really experience that on Saturday, but tell me more about it, because I've seen videos of you doing it, and it's beautiful to watch, and I can imagine that takes a lot of presence and in your movement. So tell me more about animal flow.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for bringing it up, and also for the compliments. And I would love to do it at one point also. I think animal flow, I can tell you a lot of things about animal flow, but just what has been for me has been a very great tool to start dancing without having a dancing background. And to feel the dance as accessible. And it opened a world for me. And then it started to make me feel like, I'm a mover as well. And then I started to do things that I never thought I could do, because I'm not a dancer. And I think I'm gonna bring it into that. But animal flow, you can read and see a lot of videos about it. But to me, it's a very great way to learn rhythm, to learn movement in general, to learn to be strong, to develop strength and all the qualities it has. But it's a very creative way of doing it. And that opens up so many other doors. And it really made me feel, I started with animal flow. I made a project, a dance project, movement project, you can call it as you want. And That's it's called Sono. You can find it, or we can share that later as well. And that's probably I shared that with you already once.
Yeah,
There was
I've
maybe,
seen it.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure,
Yeah, I think
but
Robin, you sent it to Robin and he
yeah,
shared it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that I would have never studied that, and I did it because I learned something through the animal flow. I learned movement, and then
Mm-hmm.
it opened like a huge door, and then from there I started to do so many other
Mm-hmm.
things. So for me, it's not just about the movement, and that is one of the things that I do, but it's a really great access point as well.
Nice.
Then you can create so much
Right.
with it as well.
Nice. So will we be doing any movement on Saturday at all or no?
Of Animal Flow, no,
No
no,
movement. I know
no. I
not animal
thought,
flow, but will we be
ah,
doing any
yeah,
movement?
it will be more of a use of the body and the movement of the body in order to connect. So it will be at the opening through movements, then there will be the practice and probably the end with a little bit of movement or through the practice, but it won't be the focus. So it will be more of a way to bring awareness within the body before starting the breathwork
Mm-hmm.
practice.
Perfect.
Um, and to maybe use and sorry to use a movement in order to understand how the breathing pattern should go. And
Mm-hmm.
when I say should go, is just to make people understand, because it's a very important point also, to make people understand how to breathe to support the process and the practice. So the movement comes into place, but it won't be the main focus of Saturday. Yeah.
Great.
Otherwise,
Well, I'm
there's too much on the
No,
plate, and
it is too much. It is
yeah,
too, but it's okay. It's great. And I really, I thank you for being here today for this interview. And obviously thank you in advance for, becoming a facilitator for us on Saturday. And your vast experience in all these different areas is definitely going to make for an amazing workshop. So I really look forward to it. And for
yeah,
those of you who have not registered, it is free, so you don't have to pay, which is great. Just you can find the link to register through the IBF Breathing Arts page on Instagram. There is a link there, so you can just sign up. And so yeah, so do you have any last words, Sarah? Because we're probably gonna wrap up here.
um, yeah. Just maybe like to give a little bit of an insight of what's going to happen on Saturday, also for people to understand that a little bit better. The practice is open to everyone. There's no limitation. So I will give a few guidelines at the beginning of the practice, so that in case there's someone who's pregnant or has issues with asthma, for example, they know how to behave throughout the practice. It will be with music. So the music is just like an element within the practice, and will be with voice guidance as well.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
So yeah, I think it's a very good way. I believe it's a very good way to really connect and to be present fully with yourself, and maybe, and especially if you do have a situation within your life, or in the last week, in the last month, something that has been very present, to bring awareness into that and bring the intention
Mm-hmm.
with before the practice and during the practice as well. That can also be a very very stimulating and very interesting way of approaching it.
Right.
And I really hope to see a lot of you there. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's amazing, what you can hear when you become quiet, right? So when you just
yeah,
become one with the breath and, and just focus on the breath, the inner voice gets a lot louder. So
yeah,
I look forward to experience
yeah,
it, and we will see you Saturday. And again, that's sign up for free at the IBF Breathing Arts page on Instagram. And thank you, Sarah. Look forward to
thank
it.
you.
And thank you, IBF, for allowing us to use this platform and for, this is great being all part of the community. So much
Yeah,
love to everyone, and we will see you Saturday.
yes, thank
All
you
right.
so
Okay.
much for
All right.
today.
All right. Thank
Ciao.
you. All right. Ciao. Adios.
Adios.
Adios.